I'm theciaellis, and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. Alright, today we have a women's meeting tonight here at the church, and they always ask us to bring desserts, and we bring our desserts on the women's night because the men have their meeting the next night, and so whatever desserts we have left over, we'll go to the men's meeting so they can eat it after their meal. So, this is a easy cookie recipe that I learned from my daughter-in-law. I know, can you imagine? But it's got 4 ingredients, and it should be just real easy to make. Let's check it out. Lemon is the one I chose to do tonight, and because we've had them at Kayla's house, and they're actually pretty good. So all it is just a cake mix, a lemon cake mix. It says that you need a 1/3 of a cup of oil, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 eggs that are supposed to be already at room temperature. Now it also says to use parchment paper. We don't have parchment paper down here, so I'm going to use wax paper. And basically we're going to mix this all together and put it in the oven. I believe it said for 10 minutes. But since it says it's for a 1 ounce scoop, I do not know how many ounces it says. So we're going to have to basically just kind of eyeball everything and keep an eye on the timing and see how they turn out. So the first thing it says to do is, and I'm not using a regular bowl. Figure this will work pretty good too. Do the eggs. Two eggs. 1/3 of a cup of oil. And the half a teaspoon of salt. So it's to mix that up first, and then add the cake mix. So let's mix this up together pretty good. That looks pretty decent. And then it says to mix all of this together until it's well blended. This is not making as many cookies as I thought it was going to. And then I'm just now remembering that my daughter-in-law always made double batches. But that's okay. We're going to have some cookies for tonight, and that's all that counts. Alright, so we got a pretty good dough going there. And let's start scooping this up. I don't know, maybe that would be alright. I don't know, it's kind of big too, isn't it? And it says to space them about 2 inches apart. And apparently I didn't need this big a pan either. We're alright though. There we go. So, we've got 9 good sized cookies here. And we're going to stick them in the oven. It says to do it for 10 minutes. Alright, it has been 10 minutes. And the first thing I see is my wax paper didn't stay in place. But the instructions also say don't let it cook all the way through. We want to have a little bit soft. Well, these are ugly, but they might be good. So let's let them cool for about 5 minutes, and then we'll transfer them to a platter. Alright, let's take the ugliest one and put it on a little plate. They smell good. And that one looks like it could have been cooked just a little bit longer. The rest of them look like they're pretty decent. But that's probably my fault for making them not all the same size. And I'll work to fix that. Alright, we got those off the cookie sheet. Let's taste this. Isn't that ugly? We'll get it right. It does taste good though. Because we're expecting quite a few ladies tonight, and there'll be some other ladies that'll bring some desserts and stuff too, I decided to run to the dollar store. I'm in rural Oklahoma. That's where you go to pick up stuff. So I picked up triple chocolate, fudge, cake mix, and this is super moist strawberry cake mix. And we're going to try this and see how that turns out, if nothing else. And I did make them smaller mostly, and it made more cookies per batch. Maybe that'll make it turn out better too. I don't know. We'll see. But let's put these in the oven in 10 minutes and see how they come out. Well, let's fold it over a little bit. Alright, those look pretty. I've already turned the oven off. It looks like because these were on bottom, they cooked a little bit more than what they should have. They don't look too bad. So we'll let these cool for a few minutes too. You can see where they kind of browned around the edges, so they may have gotten just a little too much. But I think they're going to be okay in the long run. Actually, the chocolate ones, the way they cracked a little bit, actually look really good. We'll have to try one of those. Alright, let's take one of the ugly ones and set it aside to eat. I don't think there were any ugly ones on this one. So we'll just take a smaller one, I guess. This is the strawberry one, obviously you could tell because of the pink. But it's nice and thick. These puffed up a lot more than these did. That's kind of interesting. Now, this was an off-brand cake mix, and these were Duncan Hines. Does that make a difference? I don't know, because these puff up a little bit too. That's not bad. You know what I should have done? I was going to sprinkle them with sugar before I put them in the oven. I forgot to do that. But that's not bad. These still taste the best so far. Let's check and see how the chocolate ones came out. That's pretty good too. That has almost a brownie type flavor. Not bad, but this is easy cake mix. It's cake mix, 1/3 cup of oil, 2 eggs, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. That's it. Alright, I have some cookies that I can serve to the ladies tonight at our ladies meeting, and that makes me feel a little bit better because I can contribute something, and I can show you what I've done at the same time. I want to remind you that I am on Instagram and several other things like TikTok and stuff like that, but tonight I'm going to tell you about Instagram. Every day, or almost every day, I do a scripture and quote it to you, and because I'm getting older, some days it's a challenge to do the memorization long enough to get it onto a thing, but I do a scripture, and I also do a quote because I collect a lot of quotes. So check me out on Instagram, also on TikTok, Rumble, X, and all them other too, because I put the same thing on that. I can be found on this channel, well, obviously Grandma's Homestead, and I also have a website, grandmashomestead.farm. I have other YouTube channels. One's Farm Animal Life, the other one is This Grandma's Life Podcast, and Kinsey Lackey Sports. Check me out. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. We're creeping up, guys. I really am happy about the fact that we're creeping up in subscribers and views and likes. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can get over 1,000. Let's see if I can start earning a little bit of money doing this. God bless, guys. I'll see you next time.